back again to with a new video, and gonna show you guys how to find out. And so-called Israelites, you know, they have it coming because the information that they have is totally mischievous. You know what I'm saying? There's different nations claiming the same thing. You know, that they are Israelites and they came from Abraham, and some of these nations they claim to be, they came from, you know, from cave monkeys. So how is that Abraham have children that live in caves and came from the caves? That's another story that needs to be exploited. Because they're not going to tell you in these churches that, you know, Abraham seed came from the monkeys, and that he has children that they claim is monkeys. You know what I'm saying? Now I got this test here from so-called Flavius Josephus. Yeah, is the antiquities of the Jews. Yeah, we're gonna have a quick read. Yeah, Abraham, after this, married Keturah. By one, six sons were born, or accorded people, to him, men of courage and of sagacious mind. Zambram and Jazar and Madan and Madian and Josabak and Sos. Now the sons of Sos were Sabatan and Dadan. The sons of Dadan were Lutusin and Asur and Asur is, you know, is well known. The sons of Madio were Ephas and Ophran and Anok and Ibidas and Elders. Now, for all these sons and grandsons, Abraham contrived to settle them in colonies, people, and they took possession of the Troglodytes and the country of Arabia, the happy as far as it reaches to the Red Sea. It is related of this offering that he made war against Libya and took it, and that his grandchildren, when they inhabited it, called it from his name Africa. See that? Where they getting this name Africa? He's telling you that when they inhabited it, it called it from his name Africa. Indeed, Alexander Polyhistor gives his attestation to what I here say, who speaks thus. Cleodemus, the prophet, who was also called Malchus, who wrote a history of the Jews, people. Yeah, well, Malchus, who wrote a history of the Jews in agreement with the history of Moses. Their legislator relates that there were many sons born to Abraham by Keturah. Nay, he names 3 of them, Afer and Surin and Japhran. That from Surin was the land of Assyria, denominated, and that from the other 2, Afer and Jabram, the country of Africa took his name, because these men were auxiliaries to Hercules when he fought against Libya and Antiochus, and that Hercules married Afra's daughter, and of her he begot a son, Diodorus, and that Sophron was his son, from one that barbarous people called Sophacians were denominated. So it's a long story, people. That so-called 5 years Josephus gave to them, but I want you to know that you know, they are classified as troglodytes. Okay, in the Bible, the sons of Abraham and Keturah. Okay, and they had this son. Okay, that I wanted you to know. They had this son. What was his name? Hold on. You have to read it all again to find out. Hold on, I missed the name again. What was the name? Hold on. Because his name was Joksham. Yeah, it's there. Joksham. The origin of the name Joksham, which was there. I'm afraid I saw that name. The Joksham down here, they call. Yeah, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find that name here anyway. That was one of the sons of Abraham, and Keturah. That's what's up. That guy is the son of Abraham and Keturah, and was a cave beast, Midianite. Okay, that's in Psalms 83:9. Joksham was a brother of Midian, a child of Keturah. Those familiar with early Christian history are aware of the name of the Ghassan tribe, Saracen. Arabians who settled Syria in the first centuries after Christ, and who were in fact among the earliest Christians, the Banu Ghassan, according to the Arabian traditional, and received their name from the brook located in the southern edges of the western Arabia, the Zabid. This tradition is well known in Arabia from the great family of Kahlan, descendants of Qahtan, the Ashdais branch supplied to Mecca, the tribe of Khazas, and to Medina, and Aus and Khazraj, while to Syria it gave the dynasty of Ghassan. See page 371, Calcutta Review, published in 1853. The Khazars, which sounds like Khazars. Yeah, it's the same thing, people. The Khazars were the traditional inhabitants of the city of Medina, and comprised the Auser of companions of Muhammad, along with their brethren, the Ausa or Aus. Okay. Historical descriptions of the Khazraj, sometimes written in Gazras or Khazras, you can decide, are telling. One such reference was with regards to the early aristocratic leader of the Khazraj tribe, people, Ubadah bin Samit, who had been sent on a diplomatic mission to the Byzantine rulers of Egypt. When the companion of Ubadah bin Sumit led delegation to Moukakis, the Christian Byzantine red-haired ruler of Alexandria is said to have exclaimed, "Get this black man away from me. How can you be content that a black man be your leader?" See David Goldenberg, The Curse of Ham, page 107. Ubadah, and you see that? So you just here, if you go to these searches that they have, yeah, telling you the Curse of Ham, and the Curse of Ham is meant to be all these black people in Africa. Yeah, they're not supposed to be no Israelites, by no means. Which means they just, I told you, they convert to these people agendas that they claim they the sons of Abraham. And the whole land and the whole thing come with their name and these tribes that you see here. Khazars, basically, you know, which he runs in Arab and Jewish traditions. That's their father out here from Abraham. They say they came, and this guy was important, and even Muhammad and all this lived in Medina, and they were all connected into the Khazraj tribe. You know what I'm saying? So I shall assume that anybody of blacks refers to Africans, and they are against the I mean, they are not thinking that the Africans are, you know, the same, because they tell you that. Their own king told them to put these Africans away, because they can't rule over them. Yeah. So they have their own politics, you know. I don't want to be reading all of that. This is the tribes of Ubadah, Sumit, the tribe of Ubadah belong. That's their story, the Arabs and the Jews, families, you know what I'm saying? Ancestors of Ghassan, Kushan, you know what I'm saying? You can read it all if you like. There's a lot of blah blah. But all I want you to understand is that all of this is connected to the Bible. And they rule to that Saracen, okay, Afro-Arabian origins of Israelites. And Ishmaelites, PT1 Danu Manita's name. You know, the Afro-Arabian origins of Israelites and Ishmaelites by Dana Manich. Who were Ishmaelites? Okay, let's write down the whole thing. You to see. Roman General Marcellinus wrote the following on the nomads of Arabia circa 4th century AD. Among these tribes whose primary origin is derived from the cataracts of the Nile and the borders of the Blemi, I don't know what this is. All the men are warriors of equal rank, half naked, clad in colored cloaks down to the waist, overrunning different countries with the aid of swift and active horses and speedy camels, alike in times of peace and war. 380 AD, the Roman history of Ammianus Marcellinus book, okay, says 6, 11, 14, is it 1400s here? 1404, 1 to 7, translation by C.D. Young, 1894, George Bell and the Sons, the Blemi were a people of Nubia, they claim. Okay. According to the Western historical interpretation, the Semites were the Hebrews and the Arabians. Hamites were Africans, and Japhethites were either Europeans or East Asians, depending on the period. See that? The notion of that Shem, Ham, and Japhet was peoples or valued appearance is something that is contradicted in early Arabian genealogical sources. Of course, in Arabian tradition, the descendants of Noah were Arabians, people who had settled various lands after the flood. During the Middle Ages, the term Saracen stood for any nomadic or Bedouin clan of the Middle East, including Kurds and Syrians. However, a millennium earlier, when Ammianos Marcellinos wrote of the Nubian origins of Saracens, the term signified only the Bedouin of Arabian stock. Among them were the historical descendants of Thamudi. Yeah, it's all a long story, people. And I don't have time to be reading the whole crap. You know, it's crap. Yeah, because they start in there saying by the start of the Christian era and up until the Middle Ages, the names of the Saracens were considered to have been derived from the name Sarah, wife of Abraham. Thus, as late as the 14th century, the following was written of the Arabians: Bat called themselves Saracenes, as Bo Bay, where in Kamo Sara translated people that called themselves Saracens as though they were come of Sarah. John of Tavisa translates Higdon's Polychronicon 1387, a long time ago. But you see, they don't give you nothing for real, and they're telling you that, you know, now all these people came from the name Sarah. All of a sudden, the children of Ishmael, son of Hagar. See that? It's all connected to the Bible, people. Meantime, they are also, I'm gonna show you, Troglodytes. People. Troglodyte, what it means? A member of a fabulous or prehistoric race of people that lived in caves, dens, and ore holes. A person considered to be reclusive, reactionary, or date of brutish. A non-human ape, not in scientific use. An animal that lives underground, as an ant or a worm. Not see that? A cave dweller, a caveman who lives in a naturally formed cavity in the rocks, or by extension, one who has his abode in the dwelling place of that kind, whether constructed by enlarging a natural cave or by making an entirely new excavation. Hence, one living in seclusion, one acquainted with the affairs of the world. So, it's telling you what Troglodyte is, okay? And these guys, these religious guys, they are also Troglodytes, as they are religious at the same time. How do you explain that? They describe them everywhere, telling you they were troglodytes and they have a lot of hairs, you know what I'm saying? They lived in caves, and things like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. See that? Saint. It's covered in, I don't know what. in hair, like, you know. And they call them different name. Much hair, people. They were covered in hair like that, so they claim. This one have a tail, people. This one have a tail and everything. How you explain that? See that? These are the guys that name Africa, see that? Are you still an African American? Because they got this, they believe this guy was one of them. Look, see that? God was invented by caveman to explain thunder. See that? Was Yahweh, God of thunder. Yeah. Told you, they tell them that they came from the, see, when Darwin and all these guys behind us, telling them they came from the apes. Yeah. We're gonna stop now. But just wanted to see this, how the Bible and Abraham and Keturah had children that they call troglodytes in the Bible. The Hittites, the Jokshams, all these people are supposed to be troglodytes as well. When you break down their meanings, it goes to that word, which then tells you that they came from product of evolution, product of Yahweh. Yeah. But they're gonna confuse you in these families, and then they're gonna tell you, oh, this trench over here became cave dwellers. You know, they were living in caves. And then you got the science telling you that, you know, this caveman and all that came from evolution, and same stories. They borrow. Yeah, and it makes no sense. But that's what they believe. Half the Christians believe they came from the monkeys, and the other half believe that that God just made them there and then. So it's a confusion. That's it, man. Wake the hell up. I'm gonna make more videos explaining the rest of more stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're all in it, you know what I'm saying? He's one. Yeah. Hold on. That's it, man. As soon as you know what I'm saying? Peace.